Come on, man. You can't con a con-vict. You was cracking, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Prison Break Raw. I'm your host, the one and only Big JD. Go ahead, give this channel, subscribe, share, at least some messages and comments. Hit the like button, hit the notification bell to be informed on all upcoming episodes. You can't con a con. You can't con a convict, or at least not a real one. And what I mean by a con is when people try to get over on you for any little thing. Now, I like to use a lot of experiences that I've had with this, situations that I've encountered in the past, situations that I've seen other people encounter, and hopefully this video right here will help you to use some street smarts to incorporate it with your book smarts and be able to avoid any of this kind of shit when it happens to you down the road. So stick around for this very informative video. Now, in order to understand the title of this video, You Can't Con a Convict, we have to break down some of the misconceptions that many people have about the incarcerated. Most people believe, and rightly so, that everybody in prison is dumb as a box of rocks. While that is true in a lot of cases, that's not necessarily the truth in all cases. There is a group that is a cut above the rest. The real convict is somebody that was able to utilize their street smart, learn the pen smart, learn how to survive in a hostile, dangerous, horrible, wicked, evil environment, and be able to come out a king, a beast, savage among all the motherfuckers in there that are just lost and caught up in the moment and caught up in the environment. With that kind of knowledge, we have been told by people that are actually Wall Street brokers, lawyers, and many other professionals that we would excel a lot farther than a lot of those other people in business and in sales and many other categories of career if we just used what we've learned in the streets and in the pen for the good. This right here is going to show you just exactly how true that is. All right, so when we think of a con is basically like somebody's trying to get over on you. Somebody's trying to come up on some money off of you by using fear tactics, optics, and other forms of coercion in order to get you to sign something. This shit often comes over the phone. I don't know how many of you have gotten it, but I've gotten it myself. Somebody calling you and telling you that your social security number has been suspended, that you need to call this number or there's going to be criminal charges against you. So I had an encounter like this, but I already know it's bullshit. Because, I mean, like I said, street smarts, you can't get over on somebody like me with that kind of bullshit. But regular people in society, a lot of you out there that are paying attention to this kind of stuff and you're picking up on this game and you're learning this game, you'll be able to overcome this shit too. So the first thing I did is I pushed 1 when that call came in. My call was transferred to somebody from some country, God knows where the fuck they were calling from. But they weren't calling from the Social Security Administration. I can tell you that much right now. I asked them, so how do I fix this? You know, what's going on? They wanted my full name, my date of birth, and my social security number. So basically what I told them was, my name is Agent Fox Mulder of the FBI. My badge number is 45123, and they hung up. Never called me back since. Another experience that I just recently had. So when I established my nonprofit organization, I went through a service to do it. Now, there's all these fees and all this fine print and all these details that they don't really make out in the open for you. You might find little tiny print somewhere on documents. And if you don't read that shit, you're going to get scammed. You're going to get burnt and you're going to be out of pocket a lot of money. So when I set up my nonprofit organization, I spent over $1,000 to get it done. Fast forwarded to a year later, I got the same company asking me to give them more money so they can continue to be my registered agent. Now, what they told me was, oh, you could face, legal prosecution, you can get your business shut down, all these things. Now, for the regular square out there, you might get scared. You're like, oh shit, man, I put all this money and all this energy into my business. I don't want to lose it now. I better give these people some money. Well, before you go ahead and overreact and become too hasty in a situation like this, what you want to do is take a second to think about it. So you're going to tell them, let me get back to you in a little while. I have to take care of a few things. This is what I did. So I got off the phone with him. I did my research on it. I looked into all my books and all my records. Turns out that I'm the registered agent. Yeah, they're listed as a registered agent as well, but I'm the registered agent as well because I'm a resident in the state that my business was established in. So for me to give them more money to do something that I'm doing myself, they're not even helping me do any of that shit. Why would I give them more money? So see, I avoided possibly suffering a financial loss that was pointless, that I didn't need to pay. You could do the same thing too. There's a lot of other scams that get out there. I don't know how many times I've heard about it. I've been in the feds with people that did this. They'll send you an email. They'll tell you that a Saudi prince or some kind of royal family member somewhere has left you like $10,000 or $50,000 or whatever. Go ahead and click on this email and find out how you can access that money. Well, one thing, it's two-pronged. The minute you click on that email, they have direct access to your information and they can hack into your system if you don't have the proper firewalls and the proper software to prevent it, proxies, VPNs, whatnot. If you don't have any of that, the minute you click on that email, you basically expose your computer to these people. Also, when you click on that email and you dig further into it, they're wanting you to basically set up a conduit between this bank and your bank, and it's going to cost a filing fee of about $1,000 or so. The minute you set up that conduit, they're gonna get you for a lot more money than $1,000, and there's nothing you could do about it. There's many other scams out there. People are calling all the time. Credit card companies calling you, telling they're going to sue you. They're going to take you to jail. There's another one that's out there that says there's legal action against you, and you need to call this Department of Justice number or something like that to avoid further legal prosecution. You call them up, and it's another scam trying to get you for some money. These are things that you could look out for. Like I said, regular hip square people aren't knowing about this. And you might be sitting there saying, well, I wouldn't fall for something like that. You may not fall for something like that, but millions of people in this country are, or else these scams wouldn't be in existence anymore because it'd be a waste of their time. If you know anything about the criminal mindset, they're not going to waste their time on some shit that's not lucrative. Costs a lot of money and a lot of energy and a lot of time and manpower to set this shit up. Another one to avoid is social media. Lock your social media down like a drum. This is what I do. You cover your ass. You cover all bases. So the only way that you can get into any of my social media is if you have access to my phone. If you don't have access to my phone, you ain't getting in none of my social media. Got that shit locked down like a drum. Got VPNs on it and everything else. You basically gotta, if you're gonna log into my Facebook from somewhere else, notification's gonna be sent to my phone. You can set that up in Messenger. Also avoid anything that comes to you in Messenger that says we have a video of you, and it'll be a picture of you on there, and they want you to click on it. The minute you click on that, you're going to be prompted to enter your email address and your password for your Facebook. Automatically, they took control of your shit, and they're going to hack into your system, and they're going to be flooding everybody with all kinds of porn and advertisements and everything like that. Another one is you may get a post somewhere on your timeline that has all these names on it, and there's some porn. It says click here to watch the video. It's going to ask you for your email address and your password for that too. Don't fall for that shit. It's a scam. There's all these little scams and cons that somebody who's street smart, who's pin smart, would never fall for in a million years. Any kind of phone scam, any kind of scam, like if you're doing home improvements and somebody's telling you need this and you need that and you need this and you need that, chances are you don't need that. The main thing, the number one rule, the golden rule to surviving in the streets is trust your gut. If you don't trust your gut, you're gonna end up killed, you're gonna end up robbed, you're gonna end up fucked up. One way or the other, your gut is telling you some very valuable information, something that you're not aware of on the physical sense of sight. Pay attention to your gut. If it doesn't feel right, it ain't right. You go to an auto mechanic and he's telling you got this problem, that problem, this problem. If your gut says no, don't do it because you're probably getting scammed. Profiles on Facebook and on Instagram and on Twitter of the world's most beautiful women, and she's interested in you. She wants you. She's not real. She's probably a 5'4" little African dude in Nigeria and she's just trying to get you for some cash, or she's going to extort you or do something in order to get at you financially. Don't fall for it. If it sounds too good to be true, chances are it's always too good to be true. There's people in your everyday life. They'll say one thing to your face and they'll believe something totally different. There's all kinds of little signs and body language that you could look at in order to make sure that you know you're dealing with somebody that's genuine. These are the things we learn in the penitentiary. This is how we are able to spot tension. This is how we're able to know if the shit's going to crack off. This is how you know if somebody's gunning for you. You pay attention to people's body language. Their true intentions are written all over their face and all over their movements and the actions of their body. When you're talking to somebody directly and you're asking them a question, if their eyes are wandering or flickering, or if they're moving, they're getting uncomfortable, chances are there's some form of deception in there. Another one is too, like when you're talking to somebody, if they're not paying attention to you, they're looking away, it's meaning that they're guarded. That whatever you're coming at them with is something that they ain't trying to hear. This shit happens every day in our everyday lives. And a lot of people ain't hip to a lot of this stuff because it's just never think about it. I mean, you do a good job of maintaining steady employment, taking care of your family, keeping a roof over your head, your finances are right, your credit may be good and all that. But when it comes to the art of dealing with people, you can learn a lot from somebody who's street smart, somebody who's pen smart, and somebody that understands the human nature on that level. The real convicts who have all the game and who've learned over the years knows how to spot all of this when they see it. There's many different things that you could look for in people in order to see what their true intentions are, because most people don't even realize they're doing it. They know they're lying, and it's like their soul and their body isn't in sync with the lie. And their body language says exactly what you want to hear from them, and it's real easy to spot it. A lot of these tips I'll continue to bring to you down the road, but remember the main thing about scams. Any kind of phone calls, don't believe any of the bullshit. I could tell you this, and this is true. It scares you to think that your social security number is going to get shut down. It scares you to think that somebody's going to prosecute you for something you have no idea what it is. Don't fall for it. Believe me, I know a lot about the law, and ain't no DA, ain't no police department or anything like that going to send some kind of a caller or call center to let you know about this shit. They're going to send you a summons in the mail, or they're just going to knock straight at your door. It would behoove of you to pay attention to a lot of this stuff, because you can avoid a lot of financial troubles, scam artists. I mean, people get their credit cards snatched up on the internet all the time. Be careful of this stuff. Hold on to your cash. Keep that street smart locked in, incorporate it into your book smart, and you'll be a beast among men. See you in the next one.